Yesterday I burned the chicken katsu and today I made a bland soup.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lise, and one of the questions we get asked all the time is how we cook in such a tiny space. So in today's video, I'm showing you exactly what we eat for dinner in a week. We switch it up from week to week depending on our cravings, what's on sale at the grocery store, and the weather, and we restock our groceries every single week. I typically like to grocery shop online since we like to spend our weekend either exploring or driving to a new location. We usually eat 2 meals in a day, and since our first meal's very redundant, this video is going to be all about dinner. So let's get into it.
Alright, it is Monday night and tonight for dinner we're making a sushi bake. So it's going to be a layer on the bottom of sushi rice and then a mixture of cooked salmon, imitation crab, and sriracha mayo on top. And then we bake that and eat it with seaweed snacks. I'm really excited. Let's get into it.
So if you ask us what our favorite food is, it's usually going to be sushi. But sushi is kind of complicated to make on the road, so this week we're making a sushi bake, which is super easy and quick. I start off by making some jasmine rice. It doesn't have to be sushi rice. Then I go ahead and pan fry the salmon on medium-low heat. I add olive oil and then I put all the spices, so garlic powder, paprika, salt, pepper. I cook it on each side for about 4 minutes and make sure to remove the salmon skin. I went ahead and saved that to give to Charles as a little treat later. Once the rice was ready, I added all the things to make it sushi rice. That's white vinegar, sugar, and salt. I also added a little bit of soy sauce. When the salmon was ready, I broke it up into little pieces and added the imitation crab. Then I shredded it and mixed it all together. Topped it with a good amount of Kewpie mayo. It has to be Kewpie mayo. Regular mayo won't do it justice. And sriracha. I went ahead and added the first layer, which is the rice. We didn't have furikake, so I just put everything but the bagel seasoning because it has like sesame seeds in it and garlic. And then I went ahead and added another layer of Kewpie mayo and sriracha.
Alright guys, this is what our salmon bake is looking like. Look how delicious that looks. Now we just pop this in the oven for 15 minutes at 350 degrees. And then it'll be ready. We'll eat it up, scoop it up with some seaweed snacks.
Off camera, I also made some pickled cucumber. I just sliced up the cucumber. I added sugar, salt, vinegar, shook it all up, and left it in a little Tupperware. And then when the sushi bake was ready, I just topped my side with the pickled cucumber.
These are the seaweed snacks that we got to scoop up the sushi bake with. It's just like nori, but it's already pre-cut and it has a little bit of sea salt. I really like these. This is the final product. This is a sushi bake. We topped it with some scallions and mini cucumber. Alright, so we're gonna do a taste test of the sushi bake. You start with a piece of seaweed and then you just grab a little bit of every layer. And you can either wrap it in the seaweed. I like to just put my seaweed on top.
I like to make a little taco.
That's really yummy.
Oh. Damn, that's good.
Good.
We always have our dinner olipop. We got the orange cream. We just recently found this one and
I like it better
so
than
good.
the regular orange.
No, better than the orange squeeze. So good. Alright guys, catch you tomorrow's dinner.
Alright, today is Tuesday and for dinner we're making a chicken thigh katsu. I have this panko which is made with like tempura flakes, so we get that Asian vibe. We have our pounded chicken thighs over here that have already been pat dry, and right now I'm making the mixture. It's going to be a wet batter that we dip the chicken in and then we dip it in the panko. And then we're going to pan fry it with some olive oil, a little bit of butter, have it with a side of white rice and some scallions and some mini cucumbers for me. Even though Jordan doesn't like cucumber, I'm going to have some cucumber. Let's go.
For the wet batter, I mixed flour, egg, and some seasonings. So I've made chicken parmesan before with regular panko, but I've never done it with these tempura flakes. I learned really quickly that the tempura flakes cook a lot faster than panko does. So keep that in mind if you're making chicken katsu. These flakes are not seasoned, so I went ahead and added paprika, garlic powder, pepper, salt, and just mix that all in. As a side, we're just gonna have plain jasmine rice.
All right, so now our pan is nice and hot. I went ahead and drizzled it with olive oil, put some butter. And I'm gonna go ahead and dip our chicken into this egg batter, then into the tempura, and it's gonna go straight into the pan, 4 minutes each side.
So to make the process more simple, I went ahead and set up a cooking station. To the left, I had the chicken. In the middle, I have the wet batter, and then my breadcrumbs at the end to just dip it in, and it can go straight into the pan.
She's folding under the pressure.
And this is my first week cooking on stainless steel. Don't judge us, guys. We recently just got rid of our Teflon, and I didn't know that stainless steel cooks so much faster and gets so much hotter than a regular Teflon pan. Of course, the 1 week that I film what we eat in a week, I try new pans and new recipes, and things fail, but next time I'll do better, I promise. The issue I was having is that the tempura flakes were cooking really quickly and kind of burning, and then the inside of the chicken wasn't getting hot enough, so I learned that I had to cook it on really low heat for longer. The pieces of chicken that I cut into that weren't cooked all the way, I just threw back into the pan sliced.
All right, so here's the finished project. It should be called a project because that was a disaster. A lot of trial and error. That might be the last time I ever make shrimp tempura chicken katsu because the outside was cooking too much, even though I had it on very low heat, and then the inside was like raw, so I had to keep slicing and cooking until all the slices were ready. But all in all, this is what she looks like. I topped it with a little bit of soy sauce, Kewpie mayo, and sriracha. And then I have my pickled cucumber here on the side. And it looks pretty good.
Let me get the most cooked piece.
It's actually good. It was just making me so angry while I made it. I don't know if it was worth it. Warning, this recipe may cause anger while cooking. But it is good. I'm gonna try pickled cucumber.
What are you rating it?
I rate it like 7. Pickled cucumber is really good.
Guys, I give it a 10 out of 10.
And then we're gonna wash it down with the cream soda lollipop today.
That is good. Good job. All right, catch you for tomorrow's dinner.
Bye. Happy Wednesday, guys. Today we are making an Italian sausage. No. Happy... no.
Don't. Have you been on a roll? You got
Okay.
this. Ready?
Happy Wednesday, guys. Today we are making an Italian chicken sausage and cannellini bean stew. I've never made this before, but I'm excited. Let's get into it. This is the brand of sausage that we are using, Idel's, and it's just Italian style smoked chicken sausage. So we just switched from Teflon to stainless steel pans. This is a new pan set that we're working with, and I'm learning how to cook on stainless steel. What I'm learning is that it heats up a lot faster and it's a lot hotter than a regular pan. So instead of doing things on medium heat, I have to put it on like level 1 or 2. So wish me luck. I kind of burned the katsu flakes yesterday, but that wasn't my fault. It was the new pans.
This was my first time ever making any kind of Italian sausage soup, so I followed a recipe online. When it comes to soups, I usually like to whip up my own recipe, but I had no idea what I was doing, so I just went with the flow. I chopped up some onion, but it was way too much, so I saved the rest for another dish.
That's a lot of onion.
I don't have a carrot peeler, but a paring knife worked just fine, and then I diced the carrots really fine because those weren't going to be blended. Added some garlic, and rinsed and drained cannellini beans. Chicken broth, Italian seasoning, salt and pepper, that's all that the recipe really called for. But in my opinion, it ended up tasting pretty bland, but don't worry, we'll fix it later.
I'm so happy that we have this immersion blender just in time for soup season because I had this immersion blender for years. It's loved, used many times. I left it at Jordan's mom's house and she recently just sent us like a care package and sent me the immersion blender. I could have sworn I brought this with us, but apparently I didn't, and I've been struggling. So this is the best tool for soups. If you love soups, creamy soups, get an immersion blender. And then you can adjust the level, like if you want it just roughly blended 1, if you want it like no chunks at all, level it up to 10. Also, you can attach a whisk to this. I'm a fan. We don't want to blend all our beans, so I'm gonna take a little bit out, just like half a cup to a cup, and then we're gonna blend the rest. Let's give it a little taste test.
That's the face of...
That's not very good. As I usually make up my soup recipes, but I was like, let me just follow one, you know? I don't know if I like that. It's a little bland.
Yeah.
That's bland, right?
That's bland.
Because I love how like the week that I decide to film the what I eat in a week, I'm trying new recipes. I don't know why I did that, and I don't like this recipe. I'm gonna try to fix it. I'm gonna add more salt, more pepper, garlic powder, because this is kind of bland, I'm not gonna lie. I add garlic powder. I'll add some paprika, chili flakes, because right now it's not tasting like a lot. I hope we can salvage this. Yesterday I burned the chicken katsu, and today I made a bland soup. But we're gonna turn this around. If it's under seasoned, you could always add more. If it's over seasoned, that's where you really messed up. All right, we're gonna give it a taste. I added a lot more seasoning, so cross our fingers. That's much better.
I'll be the judge of that. That is a lot better.
I went ahead and added some spinach. Some of it was already wilted, but I salvaged as much as I could and just added it to the soup.
So I'm gonna add a little bit of cheese to the soup. And on the side we have some buttered sourdough toast.
So let's give it a taste. Put a piece of sausage in there. Carrots.
First time making Italian sausage soup. You get a bite of sausage in it. It's healthy, cozy.
A little high on the Italian
There's a lot
seasoning,
of protein. That's the one that I put the least.
in my opinion. But it's not bad. Turned out
And
good.
I'm gonna dip this.
Alright guys, that's dinner for tonight. We'll catch y'all tomorrow for Thursday night dinner.
Tonight we had a sweet tooth, so I went ahead and made hot chocolate. I like to use cacao powder instead of a pre-made cocoa, which has like a bunch of added sugars, and it came out so delicious.
I don't always make a sweet treat, but we did get some cacao powder. So tonight we're just ending the night with some hot cocoa and a little bit of keto whipped cream. It's good. I'm just gonna have a cozy night. I'm listening to We Used to Live Here, and it's like creepy vibes, so I'm just gonna listen to that while I do dishes and wind down for the night. Alright, today is Thursday and we're gonna do something different. I'm not gonna cook. Jordan wants to cook one of the days. Tomorrow I'm gonna make an acorn squash soup, which is a little more complicated, so today he's gonna cook.
So tonight we're going to do a taco bowl. We're missing a few ingredients, but we're going to make the best of it, and it's still going to be good because I made it. It's ready. Alright, so we're going to throw some oil in the pan. Alright, now we're going to add the 25% less sodium taco seasoning mix. So what I like to do is I like to fold the seasoning in, kind of like a cake or something. I fold the little season into the meat. Alright, so I'm going to add some garlic powder to the beans. I add a little bit of paprika, why not? Salt. Super sweet corn. Alright, so we're going to mix the beans and the meat together. Then we're going to add our corn. Then we're going to add some salsa to the meat and the beans around it. We're going to plate it. I hate serving food this way. Wasn't me. You can't prove it. Nope.
Yeah, that's good.
Add a little bit more. Guys, you know the best part? If you clean up while you go, look at the mess. Alright guys, dinner is complete. It's our final product.
We're gonna eat it with a side of hot fries because we're healthy. Well,
Healthy life.
We didn't do it with rice or anything because we were gonna be healthy, but then we remembered that we had hot
I should have just
fries.
done the rice.
So, it looks like a chili. Not bad.
Because I made it, it's a 10. What do you think?
feel like it's missing texture. But that's what the hot fries are for, you know?
We're gonna finish it off.
I rate it 8.
Gonna wash it down with a nice Ollie Pop root beer.
We ordered our groceries online. I ordered 2 apple crisp and 1 root beer. They gave us 3 root beer. Okay.
Bye.
Say hi to the camera, Charles. Guest appearance, cutie patootie on the loose.
Hello, good people.
Today is Friday.
What is it?
Friday.
It's finally Friday, and today we're making an acorn squash soup. So we're gonna start baking this along with some onion and fresh garlic, and then in an hour it'll be ready to scoop and turn into a soup. I'm also gonna make a side of grilled cheese on sourdough bread. So this is gonna be a cozy autumnal fall meal. It's a perfect day for it because it's so windy outside today. Let's go. Squash is one of my favorite things to use, especially in the fall, and it's literally cents to buy squash, and you get so much vegetable out of it. I'm so excited that soup season is finally here. My favorite thing to do in the fall is to just make creamy, delicious, hearty soups. You could just cut it in half and leave it like this and put it upside down in a baking tray, but I went ahead and cut it up because our oven usually takes a lot longer than a regular oven, so I just wanted to slice it thinner so it would cook more evenly. Then I cut off the top of an entire head of garlic and just drizzled it with a little bit of olive oil. Jordan has to turn the oven on because for some reason I can never do it properly.
You just hold this. Okay. See, I'm holding in that one position. Gas is leaking through the system. Okay. It's on. Okay. Now I'm gonna. Okay, it went off. You know.
See, every time I do
Oh,
that,
it goes off. But then, do it again. It's on. It stayed on. Turn it all the way up. It's now on. And there you go.
Since these pots and pans have removable handles and they're stainless steel, the good thing is that I could just reuse the pan that I used for breakfast, rinse it out, put my squash in it, and pop the same pan in the oven so I don't have to dirty like an entire other baking tray. We'll be back in about 30 minutes to check on the squash. In the saucepan, I added half a white onion with a little bit of olive oil. I roughly chopped all the veggies because everything's going to be blended in an immersion blender anyways. And the secret to a really creamy soup is full fat coconut milk. It has to be canned, not cartoned. Once the garlic was roasted, when you squeeze it, it just comes out so easily and has this delicious roasted flavor. Then I spent probably like 20 minutes trying to scoop out all of the flesh from the acorn squash. I added that into the soup and then just blended everything together. This might be the best thing I've ever made.
Damn, that's good. Oh, I forgot I was recording.
Nothing pairs better with an acorn squash soup than a toasty grilled cheese. The secret to a delicious grilled cheese is to put mayo on the outside of the bread. We added some Colby Jack and butter to the pan, and everything came out so delicious. I topped it with sunflower seeds because unfortunately the grocery store was out of pepitas.
Alright guys, it's Friday and it's time for our final food review of the week.
It's like the perfect cozy windy day autumn meal. Wow. Honestly better than Panero.
Guys, I'm not a real fan of like soups, but this one's actually really good, especially with the grilled cheese. We have our Ollipops tonight, so we have the root beer with the orange cream.
This is hands down my favorite meal of the week. It's so delicious. I've been craving and looking forward to this. Try the Ollipop. Delicious. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Let us know down below which recipe looks the best to you and which one you want to try, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Peace. That's not a good accent for him. Oh my gosh, I don't get that type of love.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence. But I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, I know breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow. All the fake fans gon' pile up. I need peace to borrow, get that shit right back tomorrow. Somehow all the fans go